Picross puzzle contains a grid with numbers along the sides. So what this 1, 1, 1 means that there are 3 single squares colored in here. So I don't know whether it's like this one and this one and this one, or maybe it's this one, and this one. But I do know that there's going to be 3 squares, single squares, and there's going to be some space between them. That's all that this tells me. So I actually can't color that in yet because I don't know. But if we go into this column here, it says 0. That means there's 0 squares colored in. So that means that this entire row must not have anything colored in. So we already know that, right? This one has like 1 colored in. What I want to look for is, do I have any indicators of like how many like rows with a lot of things colored in? So for example, this one has 8. This row is supposed to have 8 things colored in a row, like a huge chunk of 8. But I don't know if it's like the first 8 or the last 8. And maybe there's something else. So in total, there's 10 squares here. And this column says 2 and then 7. So actually, there's only one way to color 2 squares and then 7 squares. And the way to do that is to color in this one and this one. So there's my 2. And then leave a space and then go 7. So you do have to leave at least 1 space in between those 2. And then, so there's my 2 and 7. And it happened again over here. There's like 2, and then leave a space, and then 7. And there's only one way to color that in, and that's why these clues are so good, because we've done these 2 now. We've also done this one, okay? So using that, we have another one that's like 2 and then 7. Okay. So I'm going to color in those, so really you should color like in like this. Right, that, because you know that this is one big block of 7. So if it says 7, it's like all in one block. And then these ones are like 2. So if you do these properly colored, then you are going to get a picture in the end. So actually, I think that the next best one is this one here, 2, 4, and then 1. So if the first group of 2 was here, that wouldn't make any sense, because then it would be a group of 3, because this one's already definitely colored in. So to make this 2, 4, and 1, I think that it's going to have to be this one over here, because I can't color this one either, otherwise it'd be a group of 3. It doesn't say there's a group of 3, it has to be a group of 2. So we're going to color that one in here. So there's my group of 2. And then a group of 4. So I have to leave a space. And then I guess my group of 4 is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 over here. And then I guess my last one will be here. My last group of 1. So I've actually done that row as well. So then that one's all colored in. Okay. So I've realized now that I've already also completed this row because it says 1, 1, 1. It must have been 1, 1, 1. So this one's done. And then this one's 1, 1, 1. So that one's done. So those are done as well. I think the next one I'm going to do is 2 and then 6 over here. And the reason why is because I know that the group of 2 has to be these 2. It can't be these 2 because then it would be a group of 3, and it doesn't say it's a group of 3. Okay, so this has to be the group of 2 over here, and then I have to leave a space, and then it has to be a group of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it must have been these 6 over here. So that's a good one to color in. Do that. Okay, so I think the next best one is this one here. 1, 5, 1. At first, I was like, okay, so could I have like 1 over here and then 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so that works. Or I could have 1, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But then there wouldn't be room to leave a space and have that extra 1. So what that means is that that 1 isn't this one. It must have been over here. Okay. So actually, what we have in this case is 1, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this one here. And then actually, I don't know where that last one is. Like it could be here, it could be here, because it doesn't say you have to leave just one. So I'm still actually missing this one. I don't know. I don't know where that one sits, but I do know where those ones sit. This row's done, because there's only 1 colored in it, and it's right there. There's a suggestion from a student that said there should be 5 and then 1. Okay, so this one is marked off as it has to be blank, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I start here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then there won't be room for a space and then a 1. So that's how I know that I have to start up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, leave a space, and then go 1. So that one is done. And I'll just color that one in as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sorry about the coloring job. And then this one is going to be by itself, 1. And I'll just try and clean this up a bit so that we're coloring a bit better, like so. Okay. So then what else can we do? So I can see that if this row is 2 and then 1, that this 2, this must be the group of 2. It's already colored in. Okay, so the 2 is gone. But we don't know where the 1 lives in this entire block. So at this point, we can start thinking, like, I know that in the row of 7, like, we don't know if it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we don't know if the 7th one is here, and we don't know if it's here. But we do know that this group of 7, like this group of 6 in between, it must be, like, completely colored in. We just don't know, like, which side the 7 goes on yet. So we can color that in, right? But we're still looking for whether the final block lives here or whether it lives here. And then same with this row with the number 8. Like, we don't know where the final block lives, but we do know that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them, they must live over here. Okay. So even though we've colored that in, we don't know yet. But that can give us some clues as to what's happening in the rest of the picture. So is it happen anywhere else? Yeah. So 7, we don't know if the final block lives this way or that way, but we do know that this inner group of 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like that must all be colored in. But we still haven't resolved like where the final block is going to go. So we'll circle that as our 7. Okay. Let's see. And then also here for the 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Like, all these are going to be colored. We just don't know whether the last one is going to live. Like, the last 2 are going to live on this side or that side. Like, we haven't figured that part out yet. So that one's still, we still don't know that one. Oh, look! 1 and 4. That one's done. Let's see. 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That one's done. So that row is done. So a student actually pointed out that we can figure out this one, 5 over 1, because we can't go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then leave a space in 1. There's not room. And this one has to be empty. So I'm going to put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as a block. So those are all colored. And then the 1 is going to be separate down here. So we did the 5 over 1. That one's done. Now, the interesting thing about this right now to kind of figure out our last few is that we actually know that there's some rows that are complete. And if the row is complete, like for example, this one can only have 1 in it, then these ones like must be empty. Like they already locked in as empty. And same with this one. This one's locked in as empty. So, and this one's locked in as empty. And so is this one. So that will actually give us some clues as to what's going on over here, because if that one's locked in as empty, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, that one's done. Didn't even notice that that one was done. That one's done. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It must be this one. That's number 8 at the end. Right? Because that one was locked in as empty. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, and then 3. So this one's actually done as well. We've colored that one in. And then again, because this one's empty, you have to go 4 on that side, 4 on this side. The 8th one must be over here. It must be over here. Okay. So it's just as useful to lock in the empty ones as it is to lock in the colored ones, because that'll give you some clues as to which ones have to be empty. This one said that there was 1, 5, and 1, and we don't know where the last one is. But, so it could be in this row. It could be in this row. I believe that this one, I may not have. Oh, there's only 3 1s in this row. 1, 2, 3. So that one is done. So it looks like there's only 1 left here and 1 left here. So it turns out that this one must be the same as this one. They have to live in both rows. So it looks like this is going to get colored in here. And so when you're finished figuring it out, you can color in the pieces a little bit better. And the better you color in the squares, the more the picture is going to show up. So this isn't an amazing coloring job, but you can see that if you squint, because this is a pretty small grid, that this is actually a cup of coffee. Because here's the handle, here's the dish or the saucer for the coffee. And then here's the steam lines coming out of the coffee. And we've made ourselves a little picture. So you can do these if you would like. They are on D2L under the module just for fun. They're not for marks, they're completely optional, but if you're looking for a math logic game to do, each of them has 3 puzzles on them. These 2 are relatively easy, and then there's one that's much, much harder on the bottom.